everyone. Welcome to Manifest High Net Worth TV on the show Conscious Billionaire to Be. I am your host, Fri Chihak, and today I have someone amazing to interview for you. We're going to take a deep dive into Ellen Ann Schultz's mind, business savvy, strategies, you name it. We're going to pry it out of her on the show today. Ellen, welcome to Conscious Billionaire to Be show.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here.
Awesome. Excellent. I'm so glad. So Ellen, before we get started, I know you have a thriving business that you're building. So go ahead and share a little bit about what you do.
Sure. Yeah. So I am a love and relationship coach, and my name is Dr. Ellen or Dr. Love. So I'm the love coach.
I love that.
Yeah, Dr. Love.
Yes.
And so I, at the moment, my signature program is my Soulmate Manifestation course.
Mm-hmm.
My Soulmate Manifestation program. So that is the program that is most popular with my clients to date. And that is a course that it, does what it says on the tin. It takes women through a process of manifesting their soulmate and how they go from being alone, depressed, kind of, why is this not happening for me? I don't understand. I'm successful. I'm attractive. I'm funny. I'm smart. Why do I keep hooking up with the wrong guys? Why can I not find my king? And then around that as well, I also coach women who are struggling within their relationship, mm-hmm. who are maybe having a lot of conflict energy, who are maybe not feeling adored by their husband, who maybe are not having that soulmate connection anymore. And I teach women how to really tap into their feminine energetics to become embodied in their divine feminine energy, which then inspires their man to become much more empowered in his masculine energy. And when you have those two polarities, it really creates a very juicy vibe. And it can be it's people who are in all different stages of the relationship. So they can be single, dating, married, you name it. And I'm also very interested in helping women explore their own sexuality, mm-hmm. In the form of tantra and yoni healing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's really a holistic. It's to do with mind, body, and soul. Because quite often we leave our bodies out of this whole equation. We're so in our minds, or we're so connected to source energy and spirit, and that we actually forget sometimes that there's a lot of stuff going on in our physical bodies, and especially for women with their yonis, it can be a lot of shame there, and so we kind of are blockages. Do you know what I mean? So I really delve into unlocking all of that and having this gorgeous, pleasurable, free embodiment with the feminine energy.
That is really, as you said, a holistic approach. So a woman comes to you and you can help her. If she doesn't have a soulmate, you can help her find it, get into her feminine so she can attract a gorgeous, wonderful man who adores her. You can, if she comes to you and she's already in a relationship and she's feeling stale in it or not supported, you can help her to improve herself and her vibe so that she starts to experience that.
Yeah.
Help women who are not feeling it down there sexually, even if they're single, to get juicy and all that. So wow, that's a broad range, and each one is phenomenal. So thank you for offering those services. Those are awesome.
Well, you're welcome.
So I want to move on to speaking about you as a billionaire. Knowing that you are on the journey to becoming a billionaire, what is it that first sparked your interest? What made you decide that being a billionaire is so awesome and that's a goal you're going to have for yourself?
Well, so the more that I go down the route of, self-development, self-exploration, mm-hmm. Looking at things like quantum physics and the infinite field of possibility, it's come to my attention that this is actually a possibility, and it's not something that I would ever have considered to be a possibility before. And I wouldn't even have considered being a millionaire as a possibility before. I just thought that's something that happens to other people, So just in terms of the really my awakening process, my own, raising my own consciousness, it's become, I've started to believe that it is possible for me. So that's one of the reasons why I'm on the journey,
What you said is so meaningful, because you're not the only woman out there who does not see being a millionaire or even being a billionaire as a possibility. Because life seems so hard for most people, and they haven't yet figured out that, it's actually infinite. And that you can actually set a goal to be a billionaire and pursue it.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad that you have stepped into this role, because we need more role models, more people who can say, hey, I'm going for the biggest possible dream that I can think of at this time, and pursue it. That's really encouraging to other women, right? I mean, for me, this is my vision board as well. Me on the cover of Forbes magazine, billionaires as well, I am vying for the leading spot. Yeah. Leading billionaire of the world. But yeah, I mean, I think it's awesome that we are doing what we're doing right now, really stepping up and saying, hey, we've got to become billionaires. We're going to pursue this path, and we're going to use the personal development strategies, the metaphysical strategies, the mindset strategies, as well as the practical implementations around business that we are learning and receiving anew, right, from source to do it. So that's awesome. I love it. I love that, we're in the same clique of being billionaires.
Yeah.
Cool. Very cool. So you have a thriving relationship business going on, soulmate business going on. You have been pursuing personal development. You're using metaphysics. Could you please share with us your top metaphysical strategy that you use for your business, for your life, right? To sort of not only balance, but really explore the whole new paradigm of, feminine business. Because that's what you're in, right? Like a type of feminine brand. It's not a masculine, or what we've come to know as a masculine type business, a feminine brand business. So
yes.
What is your top metaphysical strategy that you're using to pull all of this together?
Well, it's difficult to just name one, because there are quite a few different, elements. It's pretty tricky. Gosh, but honestly, when you, I was going to say something else but what has just come into my mind when you are talking about the feminine, the feminine brand and the feminine energy, and the feminine, business model, which is on the feminine is rising. The feminine is rising all over the planet, and the right now, and women are really stepping into a completely new level of empowerment.
Yes.
And it is now that women are realizing that they do not have to be like men in dresses. They don't have to be completely in their masculine energy in order to be hugely successful and totally magnetic. So what we always believed as women before, and what we sort of had to do as women through our evolution, through our journey, is we sort of had to fight, or we thought we had to fight. We had to emulate men. We had to beat them at their own game, whether that is in business or life, or, how much beer we can drink, we have to be just like men. But now, obviously, I think a lot of women are waking up to the fact that we definitely do not have to be like that, and we can embody our feminine energy. And our feminine energy is so, I heard a beautiful analogy. I was reading a beautiful analogy the other day about it, which just really spoke to me, which is, a man is like, a man will want to come and build things. He wants to build a bridge over a river. He wants to build a canal. He wants to build, all the structures to help the sea to sort of, be useful and to work properly, and, the fishing boats and all the different things. But a woman actually is the ocean. She is the flow, she's the vibe, she's the energy. So in terms of tapping into that feminine energy, the main word that comes to me is trust. It's trust, and it's also surrender.
Yeah.
So you can trust and you can surrender in a way that is so deeply powerful that you become completely magnetic to everything. You don't have to go and get, you don't have to force, you don't have to push, you don't have to explain. And this is what I teach in my relationship coaching, you know, with the masculine and feminine dynamic. It's like we so often feel we have to push, fight, explain, defend, go get, you know, but you can be so juicily receptive and magnetic when you just recline.
Yes.
And you know, things just come to you.
Absolutely.
So,
wow. Yeah. I love that. I love that is a very powerful strategy metaphysically, because trust and surrender, those are really powerful energetic places to be in. And just what we're really trusting is trusting yourself, trusting your divine, and surrendering to that, knowing that you are all powerful, and that whatever you desire, the pathways open up. And just because we talk of trust and surrender and being the ocean and flowing, right, doesn't mean there's no action involved in that. Because when action is called from that place of trust and surrender,
oh my goodness,
it's very aligned and
inspired.
Yes, exactly. Totally. That is awesome. I love that strategy. And it's also one of the toughest things to do because, you know, most of us are raised to be taking action, to be doing, to be always reaching for that next step. And if some action isn't being taken, we don't feel like we're making energy move. But the fastest way, like you said, to move energy is really to trust and surrender.
Yeah.
And then just take those inspired actions when they come. Not doubt them, to not question them, worry over them, and just take inspired actions and go for them.
It's not about being passive in any way.
Very nice. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing that, Ellen. That was beautiful. Okay, so now that we've talked about that, so you are using this in your business. You said that you're using this when you help your clients. So let's say, for instance, a woman comes to you who is single, and she's awesome, and she's wonderful, and she's looking for that soulmate. How do you have her go into this trust and surrender? How do you apply it in your business to help this new client?
Well, sure. I mean, my most popular sort of program runs for 3 months usually. So I've got 1, 3 and 6 month options at the moment. To be honest, I think a lot of women could really use the 6 month support, but most of my clients go for the 3 month support, I just suppose, because, you know, it's a bit safer for them to start off with, and then they may go on to the 6 months. But so it is a process. So I like to, you know, if a woman is coming to me for the first time and we're talking about it, you know, we need to get through a lot of limiting beliefs. We need to release. Quite often we find we're doing quite a lot of releasing in the first month. So we're releasing wounds, and we're releasing, you know, all the different pain and wounding that maybe has come from previous relationships. And we will go even back to childhood. Quite often we find that a woman has a lot of blockages or pattern, you know, sort of sabotaging patterns with men. Often it comes down to a significant male relationship she had when she was a child with her father, for example. You know, it doesn't always have to be that way. It can be, you know, but we will delve into all of that first. So we can do a lot of, you know, we do quite a lot of clearing. But, you know, we like to move past that then as well, you know, within the first month or so. And then we go very much into self-care, self-nurture, self-nourishment.
Right.
And it's really just to get to raise a woman's self-esteem and self-confidence so she can get to a place of trust, so she can trust herself.
Yes.
You know, so she can release a lot of baggage, or not even baggage, but release, you know, trauma, you know, and even there are a lot of many little breakthroughs and revelations that a woman will have when she's working with me. And I think once a woman has those breakthroughs, she can start to trust herself a bit more. and trust the process and trust. And then we do, of course, all the gorgeous, juicy law of attraction manifestation things, which really nurture that sense of trust, and there's signs and evidence everywhere. I get my clients to constantly look for signs and evidence that their true love is on the way. And once you start looking for those signs, you see them everywhere all the time. I just had one of my clients post in our Facebook group pancakes that she was making that turned out into heart shapes and she didn't even mean them.
Nice. Oh, that is very sweet.
It's just
that's very sweet. Beautiful.
And that for her is like a really lovely sign.
Yes. Absolutely. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Okay, so that's how you use that in your business. That's beautiful. I like that, because then anyone who's watching, who wants to take, and who's listening about surrender and trusting, can definitely figure out how to apply this strategy, this metaphysical strategy, in their business, in their life, or whatever it is that they're wanting to call into their physical reality as well. Okay, so I know that when you're a billionaire, you're going to be giving to a lot of causes. I mean, there will be tons of places asking for your billionaire dollars. What is one cause that really sings and is really in your heart that you are definitely going to be contributing massively to?
Yes, you're right. There are several, but I come from a town in Ireland, in Northern Ireland, called Belfast. And Belfast was a place that was very war-torn for quite some time. There was a lot of violence here, civil war for a long time. Now there's been peace here for a long time, but with peace has come a lot of issues such as increased homelessness, increased drug addiction, increased like heroin, all kinds of crazy drugs have come to Belfast that never used to be here before. And there's also a lot of walking wounded, still people who have been severely traumatized by the conflict here. And so I would be trying to really give back a lot to my city. That's what I would do. Yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful. Absolutely. And those problems, I mean, they're almost everywhere.
Of course.
Right? The drugs, the addictions, all of that. I mean, it's crazy. So, I mean, this is one reason why we need so many of us to rise up and be billionaires, because then we can take care of a lot of situations as much as possible. Plus, those of us that are metaphysical in nature and using this metaphysical strategy to become billionaires, we have the opportunity to create metaphysical education centers as well, schools where metaphysics is introduced to little ones from a young age, and that I feel like that would just enhance, strengthen the world.
Oh, big time.
And people be able to handle the internal situation, the conflicts that come. People be able to, deal with issues that arise in their lives in a much better way. And on top of that, more people will become billionaires and will be able to progress and to move forward as a species a lot faster. And better, right? And because there's so much that we're so hung up on, some little things that we've been hung up on for centuries, and it's time to sort of move past those things, right?
Yes, and it's already happening. I've got a good friend who's actually doing that in England at the moment. She's started an entire school, and she's getting a lot of investment for that. She's attracting a lot of big time investment.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So that the school is actually free for the kids. The kids don't even have to pay for the school, and it's all the food. She's teaching them how to, about how to understand their emotions, how to work through their emotions. She's teaching them all about food and how food is medicine. She's teaching them all about business, about how to be.
When you have a moment, please send me the link to that so I can check it out for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to send you.
And I will add the link to the description so that if anyone's interested in taking a look at her school, it's definitely something. I would put my kids in such a school.
I know, me too.
That kind of education is priceless, really.
Yeah.
Fundamental to living of life, right?
Yeah. So it's happening. It's happening.
I'm so glad. And if it's happening now, it means that very soon it's just going to be explosive. It's just going to explode. More and more places are going to be doing it. So that's awesome. Yes. Okay, so now that we have your cause, I know that being a billionaire is also it's definitely going to come with a certain lifestyle. You will not be living the lifestyle you're living now. So paint for us, if you will, a vision of the magnificent lifestyle, the luxuries that you're going to be enjoying, the types of cars and homes and vacations that you're going to be experiencing as a result of this.
Sure. Well, obviously we would have several homes in several different key cities. So of course in Belfast, in my home city, I would buy one of the most beautiful big, 5 or 6 bedroom houses, detached in one of the gorgeous private streets that my husband and I walk up and down all the time. And, it's so beautiful, leafy and mature. These houses have been here for such a long time and they're just absolutely gorgeous. So we'd have a big house here in my home city, of course. And, I would like to buy, a little starter apartments for my kids, for my eldest son, like help him, get himself started on the ladder and buy nice apartments and for my friends and family. We would have a beautiful house in Donegal here in Ireland, which is the most magical part of a beautiful cottage by the sea. And of course, then we will have a beautiful, penthouse loft apartment in New York, because New York's one of my favorite cities.
Oh, yes.
Have probably a gorgeous villa in Italy. And, just wherever really we enjoy spending time.
Yeah.
Just everybody would have their own, we'd have our own beautiful car. I fancy like a nice Jeep, and my husband have a sports car. I don't know I haven't got the exact brands, to be honest. I'm not a huge car person, but there would be a lot of, able to spend a lot of money on things like all my holistic therapies, my essential oils, my treatments, my own coaches and mentors, my physical, fitness and activities and personal trainers, and like a personal shopper who can help me to dress in the way that
private jet maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I have to think about the carbon thing, but yeah, private jet would be nice. Sure, or maybe a helicopter.
Oh yes.
And a little yacht would be nice, wouldn't it?
Exactly.
A personal chef who could come in and cook for us, for sure, much more, I'm sure, as well. But it'd be a wonderful lifestyle, but I just feel a lot of like giving back, to my parents, to my husband's parents, and, getting them all set up and getting them houses so they don't have to worry about their retirement and the rest of their later years and all that, and putting the kids all through college without having to worry about it. And just quite practical things, as well as the incredibly beautifully indulgent things. I have this idea, there's a couple of shops, Fri, that I love, and I'm going to go into those shops and I'm going to say I'll have one of everything.
Wow, how fun is that? And I'm sure when you're coming in, they'll have to close the store down. No one will be allowed to come in during the time that you're there shopping. So you can be like, the personal shoppers can really help you to pick out one of everything that you want. Oh my God.
Well, we're going to have to put it in special transportation stuff to get it to my own beautiful, the bathroom and the cabinets,
your closets will be magnificent. When I come visit you, I will be searching through your stuff.
Yes, please.
It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be so fun. I love it. I love the vision that you painted. I love the idea of houses all over the world in places that you love.
Yeah.
Having your personal shoppers, personal chefs, giving back to family, all of that. It's a wonderful, wonderful, beautiful, beautiful lifestyle. All because you came to realize everything is possible and you went for your highest dream.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yes. Okay, so before I ask you the last question, Ellen, where can people find you? If someone's looking to connect with you to help them with any of the feminine things that you mentioned, like if they're single and they want a soulmate, or if they're wanting a better connection with their significant other, or they're wanting to make things more juicy down there, how can they connect with you?
Well, the main places that people can connect with me is just on all the social media platforms. So I've got 3 different platforms on Facebook, which is my personal profile page, which is Ellen Ann Schultz, my business page, Dr. Ellen, Love Coach, Mentor and Soul Guide, and then my lovely group, which is, there's just so much juiciness in the group, isn't there, in your own group where you've got your own tribe there, and people, there's so much support and sisterhood, and that's called Manifest Your Soulmate with the Divine Feminine, Single, Married, or Dating. So that's my Facebook. And then I'm on Instagram and I'm on LinkedIn. Those are the main other two profiles. And it's
you have a website?
Dr. Ellen Love Coach. My website is just being updated at the moment, so I'm not giving out that link because I'm actually in the process of rebranding and getting a whole lot of new stuff done. So that's coming.
That sounds awesome. Yeah. Yes. Wow. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing all of that. That's really great. I want you to please give any last advice to women who are perhaps considering the idea of becoming billionaires, but for some reason holding back. What would be your advice to them? My advice would be to say, it's just a limiting belief in your mind that you can't. And just enjoy every day, closing your eyes. And it doesn't matter where you are. You could be, on the bus, you could be in bed at night. And in fact, in bed at night is a really good place to do this just before you go to sleep because your brain waves are different. I'm sure you know that. But just feel into how it would feel to be a billionaire. Like literally feel into it. Imagine the taste, the sounds, the smells, the feeling that you will have. And just all the things we were talking about there, the lifestyle, but what you can do with it, what you can give to other people. But I would say just spend a few minutes every day feeling into it. And you know what, at the start, you may not be able to even imagine what it would be like to be a billionaire. Right. But if you can't imagine that, then imagine what it would be like to, we've got glass ceilings with our finance, with the way we visualize or we can imagine what's available to us financially. You've got to keep breaking through those ceilings over and over again. So just reach for what you can for now, but just keep on challenging yourself to reach more and more. Because once you start going down this road, honestly, you'll keep going down it and it just gets more and more exciting and you start to think bigger because everybody, every single person, thinks too small. Yeah. And there's that beautiful saying, I think it was Michelangelo or somebody who said, the problem is that the problem isn't that our dreams are too big and we don't reach them. The problem is that our dreams are too small and we do reach them. Yeah.
Something along those lines.
That's so true. Yeah. That is so true. Wow. Thank you so much, Ellen. It's been fascinating speaking with you. I so appreciate you taking the time to be here with us and share your amazing insights.
Thank you so much, Fri. I just want to say I love your energy. I think you're amazing. I'm so grateful to have been interviewed by you. And I just think you're like just a beautiful, magnetic ray of sunshine and a wonderful example of the divine feminine.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And everyone who's watching this, I hope you got some really great things out of it. Go ahead and subscribe and like this video, and there are more videos like it with other awesome conscious billionaires to be. Ellen, thank you so much. Have a great week.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks. Speak soon. Bye.